The number one reason why most aspiring entrepreneurs fail is because they're scared of failure. And in this episode, we're going to talk about how failing is the only way to get to success. Welcome to another episode of It's Credit at the Top. I'm your host, AstenCeo. I got the voice of God on the other side with me.
Hey, peace and blessings, beautiful people, and welcome. We are going to teach you how to fail forward.
Yeah, man, failing, it's just, I got some messages the other day, and like 3 straight people, they were telling me how they were scared to fail. They were like, what if it doesn't work? And I'm like, good. Like, if it doesn't work, then you figure out that that's not the way for you.
Right.
And you'll figure out a way to make something work. And I feel like a lot of people, they have a negative connotation with failure. And I've recently been re-reminded. I don't even know if re-reminded is a word. You just get reminded, right?
You're reminded
But
twice.
even me, though, but hey, sometimes you need
Yeah, for sure.
get reminded 100 times. But anybody that you see that has any level of success, and success is relative. Everybody has their own definition of it. So your perception of what somebody else's success is, they failed so many times to get to that level.
Mm-hmm.
You just may not have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't figure out a way to make something work without figuring out what doesn't work. And you can't find your own lane without first figuring out which lane you don't belong in.
Mm.
Because fail, F-A-I-L, it stands for finding a individual lane.
Mm. Let me get my
That's cold.
Yeah, let me get my pen. Hold on. Finding an individual lane. Hold on.
Yeah, man. That just came to me in the shower about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm. Clarity.
Yeah, I get most of my ideas like at 2 a.m. or in the shower.
Yeah.
But you hop in a lane, you fail at it, you figure out it's not for you, and then you get in the other lane. That's how you can find your blue ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If y'all have never heard of a book called Blue Ocean Strategy, it's basically a quick synopsis is everybody's like in this red ocean. Voice of God has the book right now. Everybody's in this red ocean, right? And Blue Ocean Strategy, it covers a concept to where you can find your own blue ocean in a hyper-competitive, saturated market to where you basically have no competition.
Mm-hmm.
You don't find that blue ocean, you don't find that individual lane without failing. Hey, yo, real quick, I did a little over 900K in my business with just one digital product, but I have a bigger goal now, 100 million. Yeah, you heard that right, $100 million, but not for me, for y'all. I'm helping 1,000 people make an extra 6 figures online in their business like them.
I made 1K in less than 12 hours.
Spent 4 hours of my life to make 29 grand.
13,500. Trying to make it crowded at the top.
1,000 people times 100,000 equals 100 million worth of impact. I'm making it crowded at the top. Get weekly coaching calls with myself, all of my courses, trainings, resources, and systems, plus a private mastermind community of entrepreneurs all designed to help you grow your business online for less than $2 a day. There's no excuses anymore. So click the link down in the description, tap into the mastermind community, and I will see you on our coaching call this upcoming Wednesday.
Right.
And a lot of people, they're scared of failing, or if they don't want to admit it, they're subconsciously scared of failing because we've been indoctrined to think that failing is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In school, that's one of the ways.
School, it starts off at school. Thank you. You're not considered good unless you're right 90% of the time.
Right.
Or over 90% of the time. You're not considered, if you're a average is C. So if you get something right 75% of the time,
right,
you're considered average.
Right.
If you get something right 60% of the time, you are a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Where else in the world you get something right 60% of the time and you're and you're mad at yourself because you failed, because
Right.
you didn't get it right. No,
Yeah.
you get it right 60% of the time. If you get something right 60% of the time, you're literally the second best person that's ever walked the earth.
And people
Because there
gonna
was only one
throw
guy that got it right 100% of the time.
and people gonna throw their money at you if you getting something right 60% or better, 50% or better. People-
If you get something right 60% of the time, you are the richest person that has ever walked
Mhm.
the planet in Everdom.
Yeah.
There's only one guy that they said was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said you'll be the second best
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. And one of the things one of the reasons why I didn't say like school is the first is because like me as a parent, I'm conscious of like what I'm programming into my kids. Cause that could be like the first time you're introduced to that too. Like as a kid, you try something and then maybe you get scolded by your parent, and you were just being
I
curious.
get that.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that. But the reason why I say school number one, because even though that may happen as a child, you're not told that it's failing.
Right, right.
You might get scolded, oh, don't do that, whatever. But you're not told that that's failure.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
They literally give you a letter that's a F
Mm-hmm.
for fail.
Yeah.
And then when you're in the grades that your kids are in, you'll get like a little report cards, you'll get like a U or something, unsatisfactory or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
So even still, that's a different type of word, like fail.
Right. F.
It feels different.
Yeah.
So then
Cuts.
we get out in the real world, or we uh start wanting to start up these businesses. And when we fail, we be like, dang, like you don't want that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Subconsciously, you don't want that feeling. You don't want other people, and a lot of it stems from what you think other people are going to think.
Right.
You don't want other people to view you as a failure. Same, which goes back to the school system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's always the cut up in class? The kid that's failing?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he cutting up in class? Because he doesn't want other people to see him as a failure, so he got to make people laugh
Right.
or fight somebody, so they know not to mess with him. So they know not to talk about him. They don't want to. They don't want to read in front of the class, so they start cracking jokes so they can get kicked out
Right.
of class,
Right.
so they can get suspended.
Mm-hmm.
It all subconsciously comes from not wanting to be judged by others and be looked at as a failure.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get out here in the real world, or we get out here as aspiring entrepreneurs, and we want to start these businesses, and we have all these great ideas and these dreams and all this type of stuff. But then we're like, dang, I don't want nobody, I don't want work in silence. That's what everybody likes to say. Work in silence. No, that's because you don't want to be perceived as a failure to everybody else. People that's scared to post content, to promote themselves, or to let other people know what they're doing. Why? Because if that doesn't get a type of engagement that you view as a success, you think that all these people are gonna think that you're a failure.
Mm-hmm. And another
Man, I don't
thing
want to post
too,
this. What if don't nobody
I've
go
talked
ahead?
I've talked to people who have been afraid to post because they're afraid that they aren't as knowledgeable as they think they are. That's another thing too. Like they're afraid to be exposed, even though they are confident where at the level that they're at, they're still somehow, some way afraid to be exposed as not being this level of expert that they think they are. So
And that comes from they're scared of what other people think.
yep. Yep.
They think that somebody else is going to think that, hey, you phony, big fat
Right.
phony.
Big fat phony. Yep.
Bro, but everybody knows, y'all to get motion in this game, you don't have to know everything. You just have to be like 2 steps ahead of somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta be able to drop a little rope. If you can drop a little rope behind you, then that's all you need.
If you if you have if you have lost 10 pounds, you can help the person that has gained 50.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you don't gotta be some, I don't even know people in the health field or whatnot, but you ain't gotta be whoever
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Which that's not even healthy. So that was probably a bad a
I
bad
know.
example.
I start thinking
But
about
bodybuilder, like you don't gotta be Arnold Schwarzenegger
right.
to help you've been in some shows and you haven't placed in shows. There's somebody that hasn't even made it to get to a show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That thing, because they're not Arnold Schwarzenegger, they can't talk about bodybuilding.
Right.
You know how many motherfuckers is out here that would love to just be in the little 10 show and stuff that can't even get into that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like a coach. Think all of the best coaches in sports history, whatever the sport, they were not the best at the sport.
Bro, I literally was just thinking about Spoelstra. like, just like prime example, bro.
Eric Spoelstra, coach of Miami Heat, for y'all that don't know, he started off as the video guy for the Miami Heat.
Mm,
He's now arguably the best coach in the NBA.
yeah. Definitely the best
In
coach in
my
Heat
opinion, the
history.
best. In my opinion, the best coach. But the guy started off as the video guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the Heat have a culture, so whereas it's like, I'm not for jobs, but I'm like, I would want to work for an organization like that because they do their best to keep everything within
Mm-hmm.
and just bring people up through the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
And my Alonzo Mourning, he's got an executive position. You got the video guy who's the head coach. You know, like
Hey, all the aspiring videographers out there, just know you can become an NBA coach if you so choose.
and video guy, he wasn't even like doing no crazy edits or nothing. He's
Nah.
just taping
Yeah,
practice.
that's it. That's it.
That's why when they did D Wade, how they did him, that was like mind boggling to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is D Wade in the ownership group of the Utah Jazz?
Yeah.
And D Wade lost all that money too because he took less money year after year after year because they said they would take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that time came, they didn't take care of him.
Yeah.
And then he went to Chicago and then went to Cleveland. Like it looked weird.
Yeah.
But that feeling, y'all, you do something, and how the voice of God said at the beginning, fell forward. Like I know that it's a saying that sounds nice, but it is true.
Mm-hmm.
You fell forward, and if you fell forward faster, because so many times that fear of failure, it inhibits us and it keeps us back, and we procrastinate and we don't take that action. And y'all, I'm guilty of this myself. So whereas if you just hurry up and do it, take action, hurry up and mess up, you'll figure out what works way quicker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the separator is speed.
Mm-hmm.
One of my mentors, he says success loves speed. So if you and failure needs speed, because a lot of you all haven't even failed in anything because you ain't started.
Right. And that time is
So
gone.
you may think that you're failing, but you're actually haven't failed at all. You're just inactive.
Right. And
So you think nothing's working, but you can't. But ain't nothing working because you are literally not working.
yeah, and I always looked at failure as not trying. Honestly, that'd be like my basis of failure. That's the only time I really would say like, yeah, something was a failure is if we didn't even try to do it. like,
See, but I have a difference with the word fail. I think that you're failing if you're trying, because the stuff that you do, you don't try to do it, you just do it. So I think
Mhm.
people need to eliminate that word try from your vocabulary, because everything that you try, you subconsciously don't have faith that you're going to do it.
Right, right,
Because think y'all, every single thing that you are 100% confident in yourself that you're going to do, you never say that you're trying to do it.
right. You say you're doing it.
So for the people that have a 9 to 5 job, if I was to ask you right now, yo, what time you got to be at work tomorrow? You gonna tell me what time it is. Then I'll say, around what time you gonna take your lunch break? Oh, well, usually I go between 12 and 1, me and Jamie, we flip flop. So if she goes at 12, I'll go at 1. If I go at 12, she go, all right, well, what you doing after work? Well, I get off at 5. I gotta go run some errands.
Mhm.
Then what you gonna eat for dinner? I got this chicken thawing out. So I'm gonna probably uh thaw out this chicken. I missed the last 2 episodes of Raising Canaan, so I'm probably just kick back, watch Raising Canaan.
Mhm.
You never say that you're trying to do anything, but then all of a sudden, when it comes to your goals and your dreams and your aspirations, then it turns into, oh, I'm trying to do my thing.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to get to this. I'm
I've been
trying to
I've
make
been
that.
listening to AstenCeo talk about this entrepreneurship game, this online money, these digital projects. I'm trying to put the pieces together.
Mhm.
Then all of a sudden, this word "try" comes out. I'm trying to do this little business, this little, like you even start to minimize your own stuff.
Right.
So y'all stop trying and start doing, and go ahead and fail and fuck up a whole bunch and get it over with.